Hi guys, it's Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, and I am finally getting around to a couple of tag videos. This one I'm doing, I was tagged by Jane from Scraptastic Yarns, and I will put a link to her channel in the description box. So this one is the getting to know me tag. And once again, I was tagged by Jane from Scraptastic Yarns. The first question is, what is your favorite childhood memory? And I have many, many vivid memories, but one of my favorite ones was we were at the beach house and I was fishing with my dad. And I had a fish on the line, and I was a teeny, teeny, tiny little kid. And the fish was pulling me in. And I looked for the picture of me holding my rod with my fish. It was a flounder. Or as, you know, we call them halibut here in Alaska, but it was a flounder because it was in South Carolina. And my dad asked me why I was going swimming when I was fishing. And I was hollering, saying, it's pulling me in, it's pulling me in, help me. So my dad helped me. And then he took a beautiful picture of me holding my little teeny tiny flounder that I caught. So yeah, that's one of my favorite funny childhood memories. Question 2. If I could go back in time, where would I go? That one is a very, very hard one. Because I would go back in time a minimum of 2 times. The first one would be before my father, it'd been in 1989. Is the year that my dad died. And I would go back in time to 1989, and I wouldn't be living in Germany because that's where I was living in 1989. I would have been home spending as much time as I could with him. My father was my life as I was growing up. And I'd give anything in the world for him to be here now. Would have given anything for him to have known my children. I would go back in time then. The second time I would go back in time would have been in 2016. No, 2015. No, 2016. And that was the year that my daughter and granddaughter were murdered. I would get them out of the situation that they were in that I was not aware of at the time. And I would have her here with me. Yeah, so those are the two places or 2 time periods I would go back in, even though they only asked for one. I would go back to 2016 and also to 1989. The third is, what would you change about your past or current life? My past life, I would change once again, going back and rescuing my daughter. My current life, I would not change anything in the world. Even having lived through the experience of having a murdered child and a grandchild. it's made me grow in different ways. And I think about her every day. She's right here. She's with me every day, and I know she's looking down on me right now, and she's probably saying, "Stop talking about this." So let's go on to the next question. Um, do I have any sisters or brothers, and how many? I do. I am the youngest of 4 adopted children. All 4 of us were adopted. My sister was the oldest. She died, oh boy, I feel bad. She died 4 years ago. Not shortly after Emily and Tegan were murdered. I lost my sister in less than a year after them. She died from cancer. She had bone cancer, and it had traveled everywhere by the time they discovered it. And she died at her home with her family, her children, her husband, and her grandchildren around her. Next came my oldest brother. He currently lives in South Carolina right now. I had another brother. He is no longer with us either. He died in 96, I think it was. And then me. I'm the youngest. They saved the best for last. And so yeah, I had 2 brothers and 1 sister. Currently living, I just have 1 brother. It's just the 2 of us now. Did I have a pet as a child, and what? We always had pets. Living in the house, we always had a cat and dog. Normally we had multiple cats, and normally just 1 dog at a time. I got my first cat, which was my very own, and of course it was a calico, when I was 5 years old. And her name was Candy. And Candy had lots and lots of babies because everybody wanted a cat that was just like Candy. She died in my arms when she was 18 years old. We also had a dog. His name was Augustus von Caesar IV, and we called him Gus for short. He was a miniature schnauzer, and it was the sickest dog. He had first was diagnosed with diabetes, or actually, wait a minute. First, he went deaf, and then he ended up with diabetes, and then he went blind, and then he ended up with epilepsy. And my mom and dad, they had a hard time actually putting him down when they did, but my dad would actually carry him to eat, carry him outside to go to the bathroom, and yeah, he lived to a ripe old age. I think it was to like 17. Either 16 or 17. I can't really remember. Okay, so do I have any kids? Oh. The other question was, do I have any pets now? Do I have any pets now? Are you kidding me? Let's see. I have 4 goats. I have Penelope, Zion, Huna, and Arctic. Zion is Penelope's baby. He was the 3rd quad that was born. And Arctic was the singleton that Huna had. I have 10 chickens. Only 1 has a name, and that's Rogue Chicken. I have 2 turkeys. Unfortunately, there was Not exactly sure what happened to the third turkey, but we did lose one, and we call them the velociraptors. Um, let's see. We have two dogs. We have a beagle named Homer. He's a full-blood beagle. And number two, we have a beagle mix, and her name is Tallulah. Let's see. What do I also have four cats. I have, of course, Persephone. She's upstairs, and I will be traveling back to my yarn room shortly. And so you guys will get to see her more often. We have Persephone, we have Maisie. Both of those are calicos. We have a white cat with beautiful blue eyes. Her name is Phoebe. And we have a very fat black cat. He has some white on him. Not a lot, but he does have some white. And his name is Mythos. Okay. Do I have any kids and how many? Unfortunately, we only have one child that is living at the time. And that's my handsome little man right there. His name is Devil. His nickname is Devil. I also had Emily, and Emily, it'll be the 5th anniversary of her murder later this month. Let's see. And I was pregnant 4 times. I had 2 miscarriages, a stillbirth. Her name was Siobhan. And our son Christian died shortly after he was born. Okay, so that was what, six children, and I have my granddaughter was murdered along with my daughter, and my grandson will be turning 10 this month. Let's see. What did I want to be when I grew up? I actually wanted to be an adoption caseworker. I have a fly in here. I never did that. I did get my college degree in human services. I wanted to save the world until I realized that a lot of people just wanted to live off the system and they didn't want help getting out of the system. So I got burned out very, very quickly, and I retired very early. Let's see, my son is 16. I retired whenever he was 3. So I retired 13 years ago and have never once regretted that decision. Very early retirement. It was very, very tough, but we made it work. Let's see. Name one place you would love to live. I would love to live in Antarctica. Perfect, perfect place to live. It's nice and cool. Do I really just have to name one? Because Iceland and Greenland would be cool too. But the next best place is Alaska. I love it, and I cannot imagine living anywhere else. Let's see. Who was my first boyfriend, and what was he like? My first boyfriend's name was William. We both swam together on the same swim team. His father was our coach. And here we go again. With death. I seem to be surrounded by death. He and his father died during a scuba diving accident, maybe about 30 years ago. It was after I had already gotten married, and yeah, I've been married that long. And he left his little sister, or they left their little sister and his mom. So yes, his name was William. He was a cutie. Let's see. Have you ever made a gift for somebody who didn't like it? Yes, I've made many, not many, but there are a few people in my eyes who are not crochet worthy. I loved making stuff for my mom. She always loved it. That's why I have so much green yarn around here, because her favorite color was green. Looky, Madonna. And I loved making stuff for my sister because she loved it. There's a lot of people that I love making stuff for, but I can name 3 who are not crochet or knit worthy, and I will not make them anything else again. And I guess I could say, a thank you, a simple thank you, or maybe a picture with the child in it that you make something for. You don't have to like it, but you could at least say thank you and a picture. And then, give it to somebody else. It's just, it's nice to say thank you. Let's see. Where was I born, and do I still live there? I was born in Charleston, South Carolina, and I currently live in Alaska. I went from Charleston to Alabama, Alabama to Germany, Germany to Tennessee, Tennessee to Alaska, Alaska to Georgia, Georgia back to Alaska, and I'm staying right here. I'd like to move into another house where we have more land, but we are doing some renovations here right now. And when we get all of the renovations done, then we will rent this house out and then move to some different property. If I met my 18-year-old self, what 3 words? I'm only allowed 3 words. What would you say? You go, girl. I think I would know what that meant. So, am I supposed to tag somebody? So let's see. I'm going to tag Tammie from Twisted Stitches. I don't know. Has Setta done it? Setta's Place. I'm going to tag you too. Let's see. How about Elaine? Come on, Puddin'. I want to hear what you have to say. I don't think you've been tagged yet, but if you have, or do it again. I want to see another video. How about Nancy from She's Got Yarn? So, those are the 3 people, or yeah, I think 3 or 4 people that I'm tagging. So, it was fun doing this. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.